basketball, back when we were younger, it was always a thing like you need to get in a class, take a class or two. So you know what I mean. So MMA came a long way because it's just like a lot of niggas is just looking at people and just like seeing these motherfuckers doing this mixed martial arts shit, and we all watch the Jet Lees and Jackie Chans and all that other. It's more exciting. It's more exciting,
especially because it's raw, and I feel like we coming into this tainted era outside of COVID. You know what I'm saying? Like we always talking about like basketball, and it was funny because they was asking what's his name, man? I'm gonna forget his name. Not Benoit. Rasheed Wallace. They was going through a list of like players from now, and they was asking what they had survived in the late 2000 era. When he was coming up. Well, I'm sorry, the early 2000, excuse me.
Yeah.
The 90s and shit like that. Like right on the cusp. Kevin Garnett, Rasheed Wallace, all them AI and shit like that. And Rasheed said Steph Curry to shit. I was surprised. Draymond Green. He said a lot of them guys. Nah.
Really?
I was really surprised, especially when he said Draymond Green. I almost felt like he was at least strong on the floor, but that surprised me. He said Steph Curry was one of a key person he had mentioned, but I can't even remember what it was. But he was just saying he was saying these are my guys. I love them and I get it's not like no hating type shit. You know what I mean? But he was just saying that it was a different physical aspect to the sport.
Oh, nah. You are getting clothesline if you come into the rack. You know what I mean? Back in the day, in the early 2000s.
Go watch the tapes.
You watch the tapes, you know what I mean?
Disagree. Just go watch the film on YouTube and pull up, a couple Jordan seasons, a couple Larry Bird seasons and shit like that.
Man, just go on that motherfucker and type in Bad Boys. Detroit Pistons. You'll see the shit I'm talking about. Yeah. Like, it's a lot of guys in this league, you know what I mean, that couldn't play in that era. Right. And I be saying that all the time because basketball, that back then, you could hand check a motherfucker. You could put your hands on them. Now, you can't do that now. It looks like, basketball to me looks like you get a group of niggas and play 5-on-5. It's no organization with it, man. It's no organization. It looks like they're just playing freestyle basketball.
Pretty much, yeah. And I think that a lot of it is just due to, I ain't gonna lie, I mean, we've had some crucial injuries that occurred, a lot of players, I ain't gonna lie. Yeah. Especially with like the face injuries and shit like that, people getting elbowed in the face, all type of shit, but I just think that it has become this sport of no physicality, unless warranted. Meaning, you know what I mean? If you're going to, the funny part was specifically just charging. Like I noticed back in the day, if you went up, you know what I mean, you got banged on or whatever, you hit the floor or whatever like that, nigga ran up, put it on you. Like it wasn't like this thing that just scream out charging. You know what I mean? I seen so many highlights like where niggas was literally getting ran over on the court.
Yeah, and then they got to the lane first still. And they still got to the lane first.
Still did it. So.
And then wasn't no call. You just got banged on. You got posterized.
Yep.
You got X Miss Car.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Ask that motherfucker how many people he put on the poster. Like, you know what I mean? And now, it's just I look at it all as like, you know what I mean? I think it takes the fun out of the game as well, me personally, because I don't watch basketball until it really gets to the playoffs. That's the only time I watch it. I really can't sit up there and watch, 82 games.
Right. That's a lot of fucking games.
Yeah, it's a lot of. That's how much it is now. I don't know how much it is, but it's something like that. I know they playing 84, 82 games, man, and I can't sit there and watch because they're not even playing hard. it's the competition level is not on that level like it was in the 90s and the early 2000s.
And I think a lot of it also, man, it's just like this. They was talking about like how LeBron kind of like finesse his way to his rings. And it's funny because it's like, it's almost like some people just want to, I guess, deny the reality of this new wave of team hopping for rings.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's mostly the LeBron fans that don't want to admit that. Exactly. And don't want to admit that this man was in Cleveland. Don't get me wrong, like,
he's definitely talented.
Talented as fuck. But you didn't need Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh to win, you know what I mean, an NBA championship.
That's right.
You know, because Dirk Nowitzki beat the shit out of him that first year. Dirk Nowitzki. So that's when I realized, I was like, man, you don't need all these motherfuckers.
Nah,
you don't.
I think that's the part that we have to really be honest with ourselves about, is that a lot of people try to say that Jordan had a vicious team. Rodman didn't come to 2 or 3 seasons later. They built the team, you feel me, around Jordan.
Yeah.
I feel like now we're just dealing with people, you know, people just hop the teams, man. Even when you look at the fact AI ran with the Sixers, man, until he, you know, that was, well, you know, they eventually traded him. But they're saying, like, he never
bitched out.
You know what I mean?
Never bitched out.
Went to some other team that had
same thing with
all-stars on the roster.
Same thing with Jordan. You know what I mean? He couldn't beat the Pistons.
Right.
He couldn't beat them because they was fucking him up. But what he did, he said, man, I gotta get stronger. I gotta work hard. I gotta put more work into it. He ain't sit up there saying, I gotta go to another team with 2 other people.
That's right.
And to me, he opened the floor. That's why LeBron started that shit. He started that shit. And then he made it okay for you to form this motherfucking mega team.
Right.
These monsters.
Yeah.
These monsters. That's exactly what they are. And it's just not fun. We all knew the Lakers was gonna win this year.
Right.
We all knew. We all knew. We all knew the Lakers was gonna win this year. They had the best team, like the best team, best bench. You know what I mean? And you know, same thing when KD went to the Golden State. We all knew Golden State was going to win that year.
It was the exact same transition.
It was the exact same transition, and you know,
and he doing the same thing.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because I feel like he's doing it too. Even with the whole Nets decision.
Yeah. I mean, you know what I mean, with the Kyrie Irving and everything, and then I heard that they trying to also get James Harden. Like, what the fuck you need James Harden for? What the fuck y'all? All 3 of y'all?
Now they just trying to get
the
best 2 top.